Are you looking for a safe, low-maintenance playground surface for your yard? In this video, I'm going to show you why we chose playground grass from ForeverLawn to transform our playground area. I did receive a discount in exchange for reviewing their product, but as always, all of the opinions that you hear in this video are my own. Our backyard was a muddy mess for the last few months, and I knew I wanted a solution for drainage, this dangerous curb that we had, and a safe solution for my son to play on. Without a real plan on how to address the threshold, I started researching what people use to fill in their playground areas. I found most people use rubber mulch or other loose fill options like pea gravel or sand. After what felt like looking through hundreds of options, I found playground grass. I scrolled through their website and I could see that their option was low maintenance, it would last, and had additional benefits that I didn't even consider. Three main qualities stood out to me that I didn't even really think about, even though they probably should have been at the top of my list for considerations. Number one, the playground grass is antimicrobial. Number two, it's guaranteed to be non-toxic and releases no VOCs. Number three is that it's accessible and inclusive. The playground grass has an anti-static property that reduces static buildup on the playground. This is important for playground users who rely on electronic devices such as cochlear implants for minimal interference. The grass is also easily accessible by wheelchairs and other mobility equipment. So with so many additional benefits, I decided to contact my local ForeverLawn dealer to set up a consultation, which was no risk, no commitment. I just filled out the contact form and submitted my information. And after a few emails back and forth about the project, I set up that no-risk consultation for the next week. In preparation for the project and to refinish our existing playhouse, I took it apart and moved it out of the way with the help of my family, and I will make a full video on how I refinished this playhouse. So Chris arrived at our house to show off the product in person, and I got to touch and feel all of the samples, and he went over all of those benefits that I read about online. I was super impressed by the safety foam. This foam is installed underneath the grass to give the surface a little extra cushion in case of falls. We went outside so that Chris could see our yard and hopefully address all the pain points. I pointed out the threshold, and without any hesitation, he recommended building up the base material so that we could eliminate the step down and raise the entire playground area up. I loved that idea and was kind of kicking myself that I didn't think of that last year. He explained that we would fill this entire area with gravel, and the extra gravel would give us the height we needed, but also would help with the drainage issue that we had from the rain. All that was left to do was talk pricing. I had been given an estimate of about $12 to $20 per square foot, which I know is a huge range, but this price range has a ton of factors, including your location, the square footage, and the product you choose. He walked the playground space with the coolest measuring tool and mapped out our square footage. Within a few minutes, he was able to email me a quote with a 2D rendering of the space and all the necessary cuts to make this project happen. Since we needed extra base material, the extra gravel, my bid ended up coming in closer to that $18 per square foot mark. I knew I wanted to get the project started right away since delivery was about 6 weeks out. So in order to start the project, I needed to send over the signed contract agreement and a deposit to get the materials ordered. Since we already moved our playset out of the way, all that was left to prep for installation day was to dig up a few plants and move them to a new location in our yard. It ended up taking about 5 weeks for the grass to arrive for installation day, so keep that in mind when you're planning for your installation. Installation day started promptly at 8 a.m. and I had new beautiful playground grass by 4 p.m. that same day. Of course, installation will depend on your project size. Every crew is licensed and certified, so you know you're getting the best quality installation. The crew began by bringing in gravel. They brought in wheelbarrow by wheelbarrow, and then every 2 inches or so, they would compact it down. And this ensures that the gravel doesn't settle incorrectly, leaving you with any unsightly dips or divots. I think the next step I was most excited about, and that's the safety foam. This stuff makes this playground grass feel so safe. It isn't super squishy, but you can feel the rebound when you step on it. And you can see on the top of the foam, there are these channels to help with the water drainage too. Then it was grass time. I had no idea how big the grass panels would be based off of that 2D drawing Chris had rendered, but they were so much bigger in real life. You know I'm all about DIYing everything, but I'm definitely happy the crew was handling the installation and I was just in charge of documenting it. Overall, installation day was a breeze for me. The crew was working so hard, and the entire time I was just so impressed with how everything was orchestrated. Everyone knew what to do, and they were just working nonstop all day long. And by the end of the day, I had beautiful grass that me and my son and my husband and even my dog could play on. So we spent the evening playing, and I feel like we have not stopped playing ever since. The maintenance on the grass is super easy. You just want to keep it free of any debris. It does get a little hot, so you can spray it down with some water to cool it off. But overall, we are so happy with the way that this project turned out. And as a reminder, here's what it looked like before. We had an unsightly dirt yard, and now we have beautiful grass that is so safe to play on, and I could not be happier. So if you're interested in this playground grass or any of the grass that ForeverLawn has, head over to their website. I'll link it in my video description so that you can put in your zip code and find a local distributor near you. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. And hopefully this gave you a good overview of what you can expect if you work with them. So submit your information and schedule that no risk consultation. And let me know if you end up getting some playground grass for your yard. Stay tuned for the DIY part of this project. I, of course, had to do some of the work myself, so I did refinish that playhouse, and I will show you how I did that in a future video. Thanks so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.